call to order the McLendon-Chisholm Board of Adjustments meeting at 7:01. If everyone will stand, stay seated. Let's do the invocation first. God of peace, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Even if we have different opinions, give us unity of spirit. Help us to each listen politely as others share their points of view. Help us to work as a unified team in combining ideas for a great outcome. Help us to work as a whole rather than individuals trying to promote their own agendas. May we have a spirit of camaraderie in this room and work together on our shared mission. Please bless us and our neighbors during this holiday season, especially the Nichols family, for their loss. Amen. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, I would like to take this moment to introduce the city newest employee. Asa Woodbury is the city planner. He will work with Mr. Coker on a transition to keep everything smooth and running well. So welcome, Asa. We are glad to have you. Okay, next on the agenda is citizens' comments. We have no citizens' comments. Item number 4.1 is consider approval of the minutes of the May 10th, 2023 Board of Adjustments regular meeting. If I could have a motion on the minutes. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Item number 4.2, consider approval of the minutes of the July 12th, 2023 Board of Adjustments regular meeting. I can have a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second? I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? I am going to abstain. I was not here, but motion carries. All right, item number 5.1, a public hearing to consider the request of O'Reilly Auto Enterprises, LLC, for special exception request to the requirements of the McLendon-Chisholm Zoning Ordinance, Section 4-13, Commercial Development Standards, subsection E1, Building Form, and subsection E3, Articulation. Subsection E1, Building Form. The subsection of the ordinance provides that the maximum area allowed for a single floor shall be 6,000 square feet, and the maximum wall length shall not exceed 80 feet. The request for the special exception is to increase the square footage from 6,000 square feet to 7,480 square feet, and to increase the maximum wall length from 80 feet to 87 feet 8 inches for the entire building. And subsection E3, horizontal articulation. This subsection requires that no building wall shall extend for a distance equal to 3 times the wall's height without having an offset of 25% of the wall's height, and that new plane shall extend for a distance equal to at least 25% of the maximum length of the first plane. The request is to eliminate the required wall offset and to retain the wall in a straight line. So I'm going to open this public hearing at 7:05. Is there anyone here that would like to speak against this request? Hearing none, is there anyone that would like to speak for this request? If you will please hit the button on the microphone and state your name and address.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Tom Lundberg. I'm with Esterly Schneider Associates Architects. We're located in Springfield, Missouri, which is also where the corporate offices of O'Reilly Auto Parts are located. And I'm on here on their behalf to talk about the project. So you've kind of talked through the couple special exceptions. I wanted to kind of clarify some items a little bit, if I could, in that the size, again, we're requesting not quite 1,500 square feet larger. That's based on kind of over the years, we've worked on O'Reilly projects, our office, for about 25 years. And in that time, we've really never done one that is 6,000 square feet. They've kind of worked out throughout the years that they have their own layouts and that, you know, what's most efficient for the showing layout and the size of the building so that they can, you know, be most efficient with selling parts, because that's obviously what they want to do is sell auto parts. So if they get too small, it's just not quite as efficient, and your return on, you know, investment, if you will, isn't quite enough to make it worth their while if they go too small. So that's the main reason why they are requesting just a little bit bigger building. Going with that, of course, is the length of the wall. It does technically, the length of the wall is 87 foot 8. I want to clarify, though, that includes pilasters, which kind of leads into the next item, but there's some pilasters on the building. The main part of the building is actually only 86 foot 4 on each side, you know, so the main wall length, and then it projects out a little bit on each side. So the main wall length is really only 86 4, but with pilasters, that's where it's 87 foot 8. That leads into the next item on the horizontal articulation. They're not truly flat walls. Again, each side has pilasters that project out 8 inches. And as you can see on the elevations, the vertical articulation is there, it projects up. And those pilasters help accentuate the verticals by projecting out at each edge of where the vertical articulation takes place, if that makes sense. So it won't be a flat plane. It'll still have articulation, but just not the 25%. That'd be about 4 foot 8 if it were the full amount. And again, with the building layout, that just wouldn't be very efficient to have these large offsets, wouldn't work with their typical shelving. Or if they just had large pilasters, there'd just be extra space, which potentially make the building bigger yet, but for no good reason, because it wouldn't be usable space. So that's why, you know, we're requesting to still have articulation, but just not quite that 4 foot 8, such large articulation. And again, the building will have a lot of articulation in other aspects. It has different materials, has the stone, again, the vertical articulation. So it's still a very articulated, but just not, it's just requesting that horizontal be reduced. So with that, any questions or?
We can't ask questions during the public hearing.
Oh, okay. All right.
That will be during the regular agenda, so.
Okay.
Okay. So
Well, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you. All right, I am going to close the public hearing at 7:09 and move to agenda item 6.1, discussion and action regarding the request of O'Reilly Auto Enterprises LLC for special exception request to the requirement of McLendon-Chisholm Zoning Ordinance, Section 4-13, Commercial Development Standards, Section E.1, Building Form, and subsection E.3, Articulation. Mr. Coker?
Madam Chair, the staff has reviewed this application and find that it's really consistent with the objectives of our comprehensive plan for the inclusion of new corporate enterprises that produce sales tax revenue along 205 in the area that we've already identified as general business district zoning. Now, I didn't put that into your report, but I included that in my evaluation. Now, there's not a change in zoning, it's a request for a variance. And I really think that this would be an asset for the community, and I think that what they're asking for is fully consistent with the objectives of the city. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Coker. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Coker? Everyone is aware of the location of this proposed site? Okay, and you've had a chance to look at the large drawings that were submitted later? Okay. Any questions for the applicant? Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us? Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair, I want to remind the council, the board, sort of running
We have
string of
lots of
those things. I'd like to remind the board that it takes 4 members of the board, and there are 4 of you here, to affirmatively give this the consideration that's
Correct.
asked for, to approve this.
Correct.
So,
And
takes
I
all 4.
also would like to remind the board that we are here to judge this request on its merit and not on the name on the building. Okay? Hearing no other questions or comments, I would entertain a motion. Can I make a motion? I make a motion to grant the variances requested by O'Reilly Auto Enterprises to increase the square footage from 6,000 square feet to 7,480, and to increase the maximum wall length from 80 to 87.8, and the request to eliminate the required wall offset and to retain the wall in a straight line. Do I have a second? Okay, I have the motion in a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting at 7:13.
Thank you. I can do that. No, like,
Thank you. And
Thank you.
for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Did you live in Springfield?
Yes, yeah.
My daughter lives in Bright City.
All right.
Where that's in.
Sounds vaguely
If you
familiar.
go, it's out, it's going towards, I think towards, St. Louis out of,
Yeah.
this town right here, St. Charles.
Okay, yeah, so
She
it's,
grew up in
yeah,
St.
further,
Charles.
yeah, so
Yeah.
farther northeast from where we are, we're
Yes,
south,
it
or
is.
further
We
south.
usually spend the night in Springfield when we drive up.
Yeah, it'll be on the way, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
we're
yeah.
doing that in a couple of weeks, so.
We're good.
Yeah. I live up there in a heartbeat,
Oh,
especially
excellent.
since
That's a
I'm
nice
gonna have
area.
a third granddaughter.
Oh, well, congratulations.
I will move.
Be a good Christmas present maybe tonight.
Yeah,